Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu5, and yes, I'm reviewing a pair of boots from Red Wing. These are the Irish Settles Trailblazers. The Irish Settle is a subdivision of Red Wing. So Irish Settle usually is more geared towards hunting boots, and that's kind of their niche in the market. And so yeah, let's get started on the review. Red Wing boots from the Irish Settle subdivision. Ta-da! Here are the boots. Now, before I get started, I want to say I was in a dilemma. Should I clean my boots for the review, or should I leave them dirty so people know that I actually wore them? So, I did both. This one, I kind of cleaned. I didn't do a thorough cleaning. I'll tell you what was involved in that. And this one I left how it was when I got off work. So yes, these are my favorite walk boots I've ever gotten or bought. I've worn a whole lot of boots in my life. Cowboy boots, Magnum boots, Larry Casey boots, which were pretty expensive, and elephant skin boots that were from I think they were Tommy Llama or Tony Llama. What is that brand? Well, I've had elephant skin boots, really love them. As for walk boots or hunting boots, these are my favorite. I like them because I think they're an attractive boot. I've owned another pair of Red Wings, and I didn't think they were attractive, and I didn't take care of them. I didn't care how they looked. But these, I care how they look. I want to take care of them, and I want them looking nice. So if I'm going out on the town and my wardrobe doesn't call for Sperry's or Larry Casey cowboy boots, I have a nice looking boot that I can go out on the town with, but yet, they'll still are rugged enough that I can go to walk in them and do my grounds walk or go hunting in them. So let's talk about the different features of the boot. By the way, this particular model is the 868 Trailblazer. It's referred to as an all-season outdoor boot. You can also find them, I think, on the Red Irish Settle website under Big Game Boot as well. But it's referred to as an all-season boot. So it's a boot that you can wear hunting in all the different seasons. If you're hunting in fall, winter, spring, you're going to be outside. These boots will pretty much fit the bill. They're non-insulated. They're not insulated. But I feel with a pair of wool socks, they'll be just fine. They're a 7-inch boot. They're 7 inches high. Weighs 3.9 ounces. So yes, they're relatively heavy, but I think they're completely doable for a walk boot or hunting boot. They definitely get heavier than this, and they do get lighter than this, depending what you buy. But these are the 808s. There's two features about this boot that is listed on the box. One is that it's not slip-proof, waterproof. So they're going to keep your feet dry in mud, and depending on how deep of water you're walking in, it's going to keep you dry. And you can also hose them off while they're on your feet if you want to get some of the big clunks of mud off. And they also have a scent band, which is supposed to be a nose-friendly feature for yourself and people around you in case you sweat a lot, or you're walking really hard, or haven't had time to take care of your boots. They have a scent band which reduces the odor. Okay, let's get on to the boots themselves. Like I said, this boot is obviously dirty. I'll bring that up so you can see it. And I mentioned that these are attractive boots, so this is what they look like after very minimal cleaning. I spent minimal amount of time cleaning these boots. Basically, I had a horsehair brush that I brushed them off with. I can't talk today, as if I can talk ever. But I brushed them off with a horsehair brush, and I kind of scrubbed on them a little bit, and I wiped them down with a damp rag, and then I wiped them down with a dry rag. And as you can see, they kind of kept their luster. They're not a parade boot or anything like that, but they look decent after walking in them all day and just taking a minimal amount of time to clean them. I didn't use any special products on them. It was just a quick clean job for this video. And to tell you the truth, there's only been like 1 or 2 days that I haven't taken these home from walk and cleaned them off. I think yesterday was one of those days because I didn't get them that dirty. But other than that, every time I took them to walk, I cleaned them off after I got home from walk because I like them so much. They're attractive to me. They're aesthetically pleasing, and I want to keep them that way. Like I said, if I'm ever in a situation where cowboy boots or Sperry's are not appropriate for my wardrobe that I'm wearing, or the clothes that I'm wearing, I think these boots split the middle from ruggedness and attractiveness. And so I think they're pretty versatile. Alright, let's talk about some of the stuff that the boot has. It has these quick lace, I don't know what to call them, hooks. So it makes lacing and unlacing the top few laces very easy for on and off. You don't have to thread them through the eyelet. Does have a gusseted tongue right here. It ends right here, but it is gusseted down here. That's going to help for waterproofness and to keep debris off your foot. Let's see. It has a Goodyear welt, which is what you're looking at right here. You can see that they're sewn together, and as opposed to cement, very, very similar how cowboy boots are made. I don't think they have the Goodyear welt, but it is a sewn together boot, and so are these. And so theoretically that means that as long as you take care of the upper part of this boot, if the bottom wears off, you can send it to the factory or send it to a cobbler, and they'll resole the boot for you. So you effectively have a boot for life, as long as you don't do anything drastic. So just take care of it, and you'll be able to repair it. So I really like that feature. Just to show you a pair of my old Red Wings. I've had these for several months. You can see that they're starting to come apart right there. I didn't like how these boots looked. I just got them because I needed a pair of walk boots, and I thought a Red Wing was good, which I still believe Red Wing is good, but these are just they're not as attractive to me, and so I didn't take care of them. You can see that they're dirty, muddy, and they use a cement to connect the boot and the sole together. They glue it together, and as you can see, that is becoming unlaminated. So the sole is coming off the boot, and I don't think that's repairable. I don't know. I'm not a boot expert, but I could probably shoot some glue or epoxy in there and press it together and kind of make it work for a little bit longer. But yeah, they're coming apart. So I didn't like that. I didn't like the boots to begin with, as far as how I like the way they look, so I didn't take care of them. But I also don't like the cement bonding method that these boots have. I prefer the Goodyear welt or this leather boot attachment system. I just prefer it better because the boot is not a throwaway boot. You can repair it. I think it has a steel shank in the foot or in the boot as opposed to a non-metallic one. Yeah, I think it's steel shank. I'm going to pick up the Dory boot so you can kind of look at it, how it looks when it's being used. This one isn't clean, but you'll notice that the tread, excuse me, try not to knock over my tripod, you can see that the tread is really, really deep, which that can be a good thing or a bad thing. The good thing, the positive side of this, is that when you're walking in mud, maybe up a hill, when hunting or camping or in creation, you get positive traction. You're not going to slip as much. The negative thing, first off, I'm going to tell this story. I don't know if it's just these boots, because I haven't noticed them with my other footwear that I've worn to Buffalo Wild Wings, but these boots are very slippery in the Buffalo Wild Wings bathroom. I don't know what they use to clean the floors in there, but it's almost like ice skating with these boots. I assume that if I wore something that had flat tread like the Sperry's, I wouldn't have as big of an issue. It'd probably still be an issue, but not as big as a one. But with these boots, it's literally like ice skating. So I'm literally scooting along to the urinal or the toilet or to the sink, and it's very uncomfortable. I don't want to slip and fall in that. So yeah, I don't know if that's the issue with this boot itself or if that's the issue with all footwear in that particular bathroom after it's been cleaned, because that's what they're doing. They're cleaning it with something that's very slippery. But yes, back to the negative about these deep treads. These deep treads pick up mud. So if you're walking in a muddy environment, it can be just a damp environment. It's going to pick up, and these are going to clog up with mud, which, and you can hose that mud off if you need to. But if you're going from inside and outside, these are going to deposit squished up pieces of mud in the shape of your tread all over the house or the building that you're at. So I noticed that, and I was at my dad's house, and I noticed that I was tracking, and I noticed that they were coming from my boot because of the tread, and I picked a few of those pieces up, threw them in the trash can. Then I walked outside, and on the concrete, jumped up and down and stomped my feet on the concrete to try to shake that stuff off. When I came back inside, I deposited some more tracks. So that's going to be an issue with these boots, tracking. I recommend if you're going to be hunting, take these off or hose them off before you come in the house after your hunting trip. If they're good around the campsite, but not necessarily if you just swept and mopped your floor. You don't want to be wearing those in the house. So that's something to keep in mind. Something this boot also has that I enjoy, I don't know what this is called, but it's this little strip of leather that comes up to heel. It's pretty much extra protection for your tongue, so that the laces don't bite in as much. In fact, that's how it was described to me. I don't know if that's true, but it also adds this frilly end at the bottom of the boot. You can remove this. You can take it off and on depending on your preference. All I know is that the company took that extra step, that extra piece of leather, and added it in there. So it was just an extra step that they didn't have to go through, and I appreciate that. Who knows how much money they can save by not adding that to the boot. It might be significant, it might not, but I appreciate the fact that they added that to the boot. I noticed on the logo it's kind of frayed a little bit. I'm not going to say that's a deficiency. This one is not so much. They might be going for a more rustic look. That's why it's frayed. They might not. It might just be them being worn out. I don't know. But that's something I noticed. They have pull tabs. There was no break-in time for these particular boots at all. I left the store wearing these. I paid for them, went to my vehicle, took them off, took my old boots off, and put these boots on. And I haven't had any issues with these boots whatsoever. Now for the price. I forgot how much they cost. I lost my receipt. I will tell you this. This, along with a mink oil, and along with a small boot care brush, horsehair brush, cost me around $180. So deduct how much mink oil cost and that brush. That brush I think was like around $3. I can't remember how much the mink oil cost. It was Red Wing brand in mink oil, but yeah, around $180. A little bit cheaper than that. So I shouldn't use the word cheaper. A little bit more affordable than $180. Expect that much. But yes, these have been a very, very positive experience with these boots. I'm definitely a Red Wing guy. I have some American-made Red Wings coming, so I'm excited about getting those. But yeah, I want to share these boots with you. They're a all-season hunting outdoor boot, but they walk well in the walk boot environment. I haven't had any issues with them on concrete or anything like that, and my feet don't feel extremely clunky, or they don't feel extremely sweaty. They seem to be just right, and I really enjoyed them. So I hope y'all have a great day. Have a nice day. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.